Hello, I'm Tim Lai, CDM's favorite tutor. Welcome to the 2014 CDM Prom Track, and here's your host, Dominic Baloney, the homie Balone.
Yes, now let's present our CDM drafters.
Hey, I'm Cole Martin, football all-star at CDM. I got 1,575 followers on Instagram, 203 likes, not too shabby. I think calculus is as easy as beating Newport Harbor at football.
David Garcia, I'm here to objectify women to get self-confidence and satisfaction for my prom date.
Hi, I'm Ryan Serratos, and I'm about to pay fat stacks for prom dates who don't know me.
And in our tutors corner, we have Tim Lai, who is here to process all draft picks and to trade grades for draft picks if you want to hire a grade in calculus. Today, our drafters will be doing calculus problems from Chapter 1 to earn the most points so they can get the highest draft picks to get the best dates to prom. And for our first question today, we will have the contestants find the limit as x approaches 2 for the x cubed. And now let's go to the contestants to see their answers. Let's see what...
The sky's the limit.
Oh, I'll just Google that. 8.
Dude, it's 8.
The correct answer is A. These two contestants have gotten them right. They are each awarded 1 point. And this kid gets the Dupid hat. And minus 1,000,000 points.
Oh.
Alright, let's ask our contestants how they did it. You can ignore Ryan taking selfies, and let's go to David. David, how did you do this problem?
I just Googled it.
High five. And Cole Martin, how did you do this problem?
Dude, you just plug in 2.
Perfect example of how to do it. Now let's go on to our next question. Now contestants for our second problem will use the table by completing it to estimate the limit. And let's go see what Ryan has done.
So as you can see here, I completed the table, and the table's limit is 4 legs.
Yes. Now let's go on to David.
I can't find this one on Google.
Now let's go on to Cole Martin.
What you do is, you plug in these x values, and as the x values get closer to 4, the values of f of x get closer to 0.2, and I can estimate the value to be 0.2, which is also the value on a scale of 0 to 10 of laying out Trevor Shaw.
Perfect example on how to do it, shown by Cole Martin. For our third questions, our contestants will find the x values, if any, at which f is not continuous, and which of the discontinuities are removable. Now let's go over to Ryan and see what he got.
Well, I think it's a trick question. They will never discontinue x, and why would they want to remove it at all?
Now let's go to David.
Yahoo's telling me that it's not continuous at x equals -3.
Is it removable?
It doesn't say.
Partial credit. Now let's go on to Cole Martin.
There's a removable discontinuity at x equals -3 because part of the denominator cancels with part of the numerator, meaning there's a hole at x equals -3, which, as it turns out, is the opposite number of rings I have.
For our next question, we'll be asking our contestants to answer some questions about this graph. The first question about this graph is, what is the limit of f of x as x approaches 2? The second question for this graph is, what is the limit as f of x approaches 4 from the left? And what is the limit of f of x as x approaches 4 from the right? And our next question for this graph is, what is the limit of f of x as x approaches 6? And what is the limit of f of x as x approaches 8? And going back to the approaching 4 ones, what is the limit as x approaches 4 of f of x? And now let's go to our first contestant, Ryan.
It looks like a guy laying down and a guy sitting.
Are you describing the graph?
Yeah. You asked me some questions about it.
Now, David, what is your answer?
I can't Google graphs.
Common problem. Now let's move on to our next contestant, Cole Martin, to see if he has the correct answers. Obviously, he's getting ready to do calculus, pre-gaming as they call it at Corona Del Mar. Cole Martin, what is the limit of f of x as x approaches 2 on this graph?
It's 2, like the number of touchdowns I scored at last Battle of the Bay.
Sadly, it is not. You determine the limit of f of x as x approaches 2 by following the graph from the left to the point where x is equal to 2, which is on the left side is 4. And then you'll go from the right side of the graph to the point where x equals 2, and that point is also 4. So the limit of f of x as x approaches 2 is 4.
That's dirty.
Alright, now next question. What is the limit of f of x as x approaches 4 from the left? Not again, Cole Martin. Let's go.
It's 2. Like the number of Battle of the Bays we're going to win in a row when we destroy Newport next year.
Although that second part is true, your answer is wrong. Because it's from the left, because there's a negative on top behind the 4, you're going to follow the graph from the left and till the point x equals 4, and you will see that point is also 4.
That's dirty.
And for our next question, what is the limit of f of x as x approaches 4 from the right, Cole Martin?
Well, you follow the graph from the right until you get to your point. So the answer would be 2, like the number of prom dates I'm taking this year.
Correct. Alright, now, what is the limit of f of x as x approaches 6? Cole Martin.
Well, you follow the graph from both sides until you get to x equals 6. The answer is going to be 3, like the number of touchdowns we beat Harbor by last Battle of the Bay.
Correct. Now let's go on to the next question. What is the limit of f of x as x approaches 8?
Well, you follow the graph from both sides until you reach your x value, and that's going to be 6, like the number of times I flat-backed a tee shot last Battle of the Bay.
Correct. And now, for our second to last question, let's ask the contestants, what is the limit as x approaches infinity of 2x minus 1 divided by quantity 3x plus 2? And what is the limit of x approaches infinity of x divided by quantity?
What is that? The hell is that?
It's the PS3 controller.
Why is it still on?
It's just like an organism over there.
Is this bloopers? Are you filming? Alright, are you still filming? Alright, let's get back to it. We'll keep going. Of limit x approaches infinity, x divided by quantity, x squared minus 1. And finally, the limit of x approaches negative infinity of 5x squared divided by quantity, x plus 3. Let's see what our first contestant, Ryan Serratos, got.
It's, the limit of x is to infinity and beyond.
Let's ask David Garcia.
I couldn't find this one on Google either.
Now let's ask Cole Martin. Cole Martin, answer the questions.
Alright, so to solve this, you plug in infinity for x. And because negative 1 and positive 2 are so small compared to infinity, like Trevor Shaw compared to me, your answer is 2 times infinity over 3 times infinity. The infinities cancel out, leaving you 2 over 3.
That's correct. Now let's move on to the next one.
Alright, so here, the limit of x over x squared minus 2 as x approaches infinity, you'd plug in infinity for x and x down here, but because infinity squared is so much bigger than infinity, your answer is 0.
Alright, so now let's go on to the next one. Alright, Cole, did you get the third one?
Nah.
Alright, I'll explain it to the audience. For this one, you just plug in negative infinity to wherever you see x, and since that the numerator is negative infinity squared, that turns into just infinity squared. And on the bottom, you have negative infinity plus 3. You can ignore the 3. So it'll end up being infinity squared divided by negative infinity, and a positive divided by a negative is always a negative. And since one of the infinities up in the numerator cancels with the bottom one, that means you'll be left over with a negative infinity. And that's how you do it. And now for our next question, we will find the vertical asymptote of f of x is equal to x squared divided by quantity x squared minus 4. Let's go to Colmartin for the answer.
Well, you set the denominator equal to 0 to find the vertical asymptote. So your answer is going to be plus or minus 2.
That's correct. Next question. Now for our last question, we're going to explain what the intermediate value theorem is. Let's go to Colmartin for the answer.
If f is continuous on the closed interval ab, f of a cannot equal b, and k is any number between f of a and f of b, then there is at least one number c in ab such that f of c equals k.
Correct. Alright, now that our game is over, let's ask Tim Lai who the winners are.
Right now it's Colmartin with the first draft pick, David Garcia with the second draft pick, and Ryan Serratos with the third.
Let's take a look at our contestants. Colmartin with the first draft pick. David Garcia with the second. And Ryan Serratos with the third. Alright, now let's see if any of our contestants want to trade for draft picks.
I'll offer you $500.
Dude, I'm already submitting cash.
How about an A in AP Calc? Your boy Lai over there can help you out.
Hook it up.
So it looks like Colmartin will be trading the first draft pick to Ryan Serratos for an A in AP Calculus. Let's ask Tim Lai if he can process this.
You have an A in AP Calculus.
Sick!
Colmartin, what is your secret to getting all the answers right in this Calculus Chapter 1?
Well, Balone made us fill out these limit charts.
I'm Dominic Baloney, the homie Balone, and I'd like to thank you for joining us for the CDM Prom Draft for 2014, and good night.
Welcome back to ESPN 8, The Ocho. I'm Bob Costas here with Tim Lai. Let's talk CDM Prom Draft. Alright, so here are some of the top 5 draft prospects for this year. Got Katniss Everdeen, Hermione Granger, Jenny Gump, Snow White, and Princess Leia.
Got some great picks this year. Should be exciting.
Looking forward to it. So, who's your number 1 pick for this year's prom draft?
Personally, I have to go with Katniss Everdeen. You know, she's got them curves.
Very nice. I'm going to go with Princess Leia. She's been in space. I think that's pretty cool. And she got a lot of money. And CDM, they like that. Alright, so we got your number 1 in the bag. Who's your number 2?
Number 2, I have to go with Hermione Granger. You know, I like them redheads.
She's good with magic. I like that.
Knows how to work that magic.
I'm going to go with Katniss Everdeen. She just falls short of Princess Leia. I feel like she's got a lot of good hunting skills. Alright, so we got numbers 1 and 2. Who's your third pick?
No, I gotta put Princess Leia a little further down the list. You know, she kind of kissed her brother. That's a little weird for me.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm going to go with Snow White. She's friends with 7 dwarves, and I don't know very many people that are friends with dwarves. So that puts her at number 3 for me. Alright, here we go. Number 4. Who's it going to be?
I gotta put Snow White ahead, even though she does live with 7 dudes. That's a little creepy, but
Yeah, I'm going to put Hermione Granger, number 4. She lives in a castle in England, and she's pretty smart, so it's a little too smart for me. Alright, we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's hear it. Last pick, number 5.
Jenny Gump.
I agree with you. Jenny Gump is also my number 5. She has a disease that's not very good. She also has a kid. That doesn't work for me. So that's it for us. This has been ESPN 8 The Ocho. I'm Bob Costas. This is Tim Lai. We're out.